Happy Monday, everybody. Coach V here, and welcome to another little mini episode of Transformative Talk with Coach V, where I just talk briefly about this week's episode. And so, this week's episode is about the topic just deal with it. And so, this season, we've been talking a lot about really getting healed and revealing some things that really just need to be dealt with. We had an episode earlier in this season where we talked about the things that we don't process, we oftentimes find ourselves stuck in. And so we've got to go through that process of revealing those things, healing those things. And the only way that we can truly do that is by dealing with those things. And so every week, we'll just talk briefly on this particular video about the transformative thoughts for the episode. And so I just want to talk to you for a few minutes about the transformative thought for this week. And it is, I choose to allow God to reveal in me what must be healed in me. I trust God to help me deal with it. And so when we surrender to God and allow Him to reveal those things in us, that then He can begin the healing work in us. If we don't allow Him to reveal it, then He can't heal it. If we are determined to keep it a secret and continue to hide, continue to justify our inappropriate behavior, our attitude, the way we treat people or mistreat people, the stories that we tell to people to justify our behavior and our actions or our lack of action, why we don't step out into certain things, why we can't be kind to people, why we're so envious and jealous of people. If we don't allow God to reveal those ugly parts of us, then He can't heal us. And we can't expect to move or advance in the things that He desires us to move and advance in because we're harboring those feelings. Those are not attractive things. Those are very ugly things. And that is not going to serve us in where, God desires to take us or how He desires to use us, because we're spending our time looking at other people, being jealous or judgmental or trying to condemn them to make ourselves feel better about our lack of action or our lack of security. So sometimes, we have to realize that oftentimes when we behave a certain way, we're doing it from a place of insecurity or jealousy. Let's just be honest, we're jealous. And we could be doing the same things. We could be thriving. We could be productive. We can be successful in other areas of our life. But because we spend so much time sitting on the porch, giving commentary on what's passing by instead of being active in our own lives and doing the things that we need to do, that's where we find ourselves being stagnant. That's where we find ourselves being stuck. And so if we don't allow God to reveal those ugly things, then He can't heal them. He can't do what He needs to do on the inside of us so that He can clean up that mess and use us for His glory. Because we could absolutely be out here helping other people. But if we're spending our time trying to hold people down and suppress them because we don't want to do any work, because we feel better when we can make you feel bad, then we are misguided and our hearts are not pure and they're definitely not in the right place. And so we have to allow God to reveal those things so that He can heal those things and trust Him to know that He will help us deal with it. He's not going to have us on this journey by ourselves trying to figure it out, but He will be with us to comfort us and to provide the revelation, to provide the knowledge, to even provide the correction. And when we erred in judgment, when we misspoke, when we assumed, when we misinterpreted, when we judged, when we condemned, when we criticized, when we assumed something about another person. We never know the price that another person is paying. We never know the sacrifice that another person is making. We don't know what they did to get the things that they have. We don't know what they're doing to maintain what they have. And so instead of us being that that committee that sits back and judges. Instead of being the peanut gallery, let's be a part of uplifting. Let's be a part of encouraging. Let's be a part of supporting. Let's be a part of coming together as a collective and doing things that are powerful and mighty, that impact our communities, that impact our children, that positively influence one another to thrive and to do well. Let's spend more of our time doing that than spend time not really dealing with our own issues, our own hurts, our own disappointments, our own betrayals, the things that mama may have said to us, that relationship that went bad that really hurt us. Let's deal with those issues and stop inflicting our pain on other people and causing them to feel something that's not theirs. Let's quit trying to make them pay a debt that they don't owe because you were hurt, because you were spoken to in a negative tone, because you were told that you couldn't do something. Let that be the thing that lights a fire under you to break that curse instead of continuing to contribute to the curse. Make the decision to become the blessing to the generation, to uplift other people, to not do to others what was done to you, but to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Let's be followers of Christ in that way. Let's represent him and represent him in a way that others will see that you are healed and that you are whole and you are walking in the prosperity and the things of God, and that they will desire to have that same type of relationship, that they will desire to have that type of healing so that they can truly walk in their purpose and that they can serve other people. That should be our desire. Let's learn to deal with our issues and stop running from them and condemning other people because they're walking in their purpose, because they chose to walk in obedience and to serve selflessly. Let's stop being selfish in that way. Be proud when you see your sisters and brothers doing well and doing things to uplift their community and to impact people positively. Get behind those things in a positive way. Don't tear down things that people are trying to build up for the kingdom. Deal with your issues. Go to therapy. Get a therapist. Go to counseling if you need to. Get a coach. Do whatever it is that you need to do to get clarity and healing on your own issues, and stop going out here hurting other people. Stop pouring, water on the fire that they have for the things of God and to serve the community. They're not doing it for their own attention, for their name's sake, to have their name called. They're doing it because it's what they were called to do, and you should get behind that, not try to step on it and crush it. I'm very, very passionate about that. I believe that God has placed me in this earth for such a time as this to give people what I was not given. And it's not down in anybody, but I believe that I'm here to give others what I was not given, to encourage people and support people and tell them that they can do it. That's what I believe that I'm here for. That's why Transformative Talk with Coach V was created. That's why I even created my business, to be able to coach people to be the highest form of themselves and to serve, to give back, to give selflessly. I want to see people be empowered and inspired, and I want to see their lives transformed, and that they walk into their purpose and they give the best of themselves so that others can see that it's possible and that they have the same ability, that they can do the same things. And so I pray that as you listen to this episode of Transformative Talk with Coach V, as you listen to this podcast episode entitled Just Deal With It, that you will take some time to reflect and that you will deal with your issues, that you will allow God to bring those things to your awareness and begin to deal with those things. Deal with those ugly things that you've been running away from or that you've been using as justification to hurt other people or to not move boldly into your destiny. Deal with those things and know that God will be faithful and he'll be right there with you to help you deal with those things. And so that you do not negatively impact others, that so that you don't negatively affect or infect other people. I thank you for taking the time to watch this episode of Transformative Talk with Coach V. I hope that you'll listen to the podcast. Know that you can find my podcast on Anchor, on Spotify, and now on Apple Podcast. It is Transformative Talk with Coach V. Thank you for watching. Remember, today is a great day to be made new, and I am always, always rooting for you. Until next time, take care.